Hi, Steve.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, you can hear me. There you go.
Yes. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
All right.
Yeah,
Still
get
for
Still kicking.
still
Hey
kicking.
guys,
Yeah.
no,
Hey, Marty.
how you doing?
Hi, Marty.
Hi, good to see you all. How you
Thank
feeling,
you.
Dale?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good, good.
Good.
yeah. Howdy, neighbors.
Hello.
Right. Well, anyway, this is the parent of yes, yeah. The first one. So again, everyone, but if that so whatever you want to do, that's that's what I think that's why they did. That must have looked at the law sponsors. Yes. I don't want to get, I don't want to.
Phil, you might want to mute yourself.
That's, I don't like that they did that. I'll tell you why. Lots, you know how things like that. Hey, you know, somebody, set us thank you, buddy. Yes, I'm glad you did too. Thank you. No. No. Okay? You sound great. I hope everybody's
I'm gonna stay muted for a while because I'm in an area where it's loud.
Bye-bye.
I think we should all be muted.
Agree.
I'm tired of these fucking meetings, that's all. Fucking crazy. Mute me.
Are we all here on the right night?
We're all here. Let's go.
Oh, I don't know. It's a good question.
Hello, everyone.
It is a good question.
I only ask good questions.
That's true, Stephen.
How modest.
Yes. Shimmy, you look like you're in your office.
Really good. Del, is that a tattoo? Can I see it? I didn't know you had a tattoo, Del.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. It's beautiful, though.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, I shouldn't follow it with though. It is beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
My friend Simon is on there. Simon, how's it
How are
going?
you? How are you?
Great. You know, Shana Tober and all that stuff that I missed because I
Thank
haven't
you.
seen you.
Thank you.
And Steve.
Turn left on Vanderbilt Avenue.
Exactly. When she's there, you know, is she gonna say, oh, it's
Shimon, are you driving or are you parked?
Oh, I'm driving. Yeah.
It looks that way. That's not a good thing to do.
Well, when the meeting will start, I'll pull over. But for now,
Gotcha.
I'm sorry because I didn't look at the agenda. What is it that is the most pressing item?
I don't know if they're doing.
I'm looking at the items now. There aren't any that are really significant except for my budget meeting.
That's why I did that.
The budget meeting?
Not the board budget, the capital budget.
I don't know. I think they.
Okay.
Well.
But the other four items, I don't,
Coming in.
there's nothing.
So I can tell you about a little bit about the Domino refinery. Dave Lombino called me. I think we were on the phone, and he just wanted to tell me that this was coming, and he wanted to tell me that this is not really for a ULIP because it's considered a very minor application, a minor modification. How minor it is, I don't know, but in his opinion, at least, it's a minor modification. And so that's something that we'll want to pay attention to, just because we're going to want to send in some kind of a comment, I'm sure.
So why not have that at a committee meeting? Why the main meeting?
Wait, no, he's going to come to the full meeting. You know, usually these land use things go to the full meeting, full board first, and then it comes to committee.
I'm sorry, yeah.
That's just the way it goes, you know?
Yeah, right.
Um,
I'm sorry. You're right.
yeah, so, but I mean, again, Dave Lambino, his opinion is that it's minor. I guess the city does consider it a minor modification because they're not making it go back to ULUP, through ULUP. But still, you know, we'll pay attention, and then we'll talk about it at the committee, the land use committee, and come up with some kind of a response. So that's that.
And the other 3 items are just informational things, I think. The gas company.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's, could everybody hear me? It's Phil.
Yes, Phil.
Yeah, no,
I can hear.
I'm looking at the agenda also. I think the smart meter installation wouldn't be bad to listen to because they're starting to put them into our community right now.
Right.
Yeah, so that wouldn't be, you know, that's got to be very informative, and I think people would be interested in that.
0.2 miles. Keep left on Vanderbilt Avenue, then keep left.
And the other 2, I'm not, you know, I don't know if the 4 and 5 are anything we really have to listen to or have to put on the agenda. What do you think?
Hey, don't knock number 5 out. That's me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Steve. I'm sorry,
Gee,
buddy.
thanks.
No,
Sorry.
Phil,
No.
the only issue I have with that local law 152 is that his brother is a master plumber, and at the end of his presentation, he makes a plug for his brother.
Yeah, I saw that already. I'm sorry, Jerry. I already circled that one. I don't think we should deal with that one.
Okay, and Dallas is having. Just to let you know, we're trying to get Dallas into the meeting. She's having trouble getting in.
All right, we could talk anyway. Yeah, I agree.
Sure.
If you guys are all looking at the agenda, yeah, I agree with Jerry. I wouldn't. That seems like somebody has their own agenda for that agenda item and all.
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
Right, Del.
And I've already sent out a mass mailing on that local law 152 because I was a little concerned that it was supported by our local elected officials and approved in 2016 to take effect January 1st, 2021, but nobody bothered to tell us. And there's a $10,000 fine for homeowners 3 family and up that don't comply.
Hey. Wow.
So you're saying it shouldn't have to be on the agenda?
Well, again, Steve, Steve, we could only see the top of your head, so.
I'm sorry.
Maybe, but I mean,
Found a new
like I
haircut.
said, it's a good presentation. The only problem is his brother is a master plumber in the Bronx, and he's a real estate developer, the guy that put together the package. And I'm just concerned that we certainly don't want to do endorsements for any particular plumbers.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
can we advise him of
Because
that?
maybe because he's from the Bronx.
What'd you say, Maria?
He's just
I asked
from the Bronx.
if we could make sure he knows in advance that that's not proper and shouldn't be done.
I guess if the executive board wishes and we ask him to not have any what do you call it, advertisements in his presentation, and we'd have to take him on his word that he would do that, you know.
Well, I think we should at least make the effort to say that.
Agree. I agree with you, Steve.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Steve. That sounds good.
Yeah.
We put him on notice.
Put him on notice. And if he talks too much, we cut him off, Steve.
Well, yeah, exactly. We could cut his mic if he starts to go into a advertisement for his brother, you know.
Yeah. And you can mute him.
We mute him. That's it. So what do you guys think? Just, I mean, and so everybody look at number 4. Do you want her to come on, or?
How long does she want?
What is it that she wants to talk about?
Yeah, see, look, Del, she says she wants to speak about health and wellness, but she's really a membership program for Bike New York.
Exactly.
Is that a
So,
non-profit or?
And she spoke at the last meeting.
Oh, she did.
Yes.
All right,
Is
with
that a
that,
not-for-profit or a profit?
all right with Axe.
I don't see why we need to have that, but
Yes. Yeah, I'm with you, Del.
I agree.
Well,
Me too.
Is that Sonia?
Hi, Sonia.
hey, Sonia.
Hi, Sonia.
Hi, my darlings. I've been here.
Good to see you, pal.
I'm just in one of those days.
So that leaves us 1, 2, 3, and 5, which sounds
Right.
good to me.
Yes, 1, 2, 3, and 5.
You want to do them in that order? Oh, it doesn't matter.
Why not? Who knows?
Just leave it. Let it be.
Yeah, let it be.
Ask Steven.
yeah, 1, 2, 3, and 5 is perfect.
Okay.
Could Jerry? Could we make a motion? As you know, even though the chair isn't on, could we make a motion, Jerry?
I'm on.
The chair's in the house.
Hello, Dallas.
Chair,
How are you?
hello, Chair.
Hi.
How's everybody?
Hey,
Good,
Dallas.
good.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
Okay, where are we? Where are we, Dale?
We're checking out
I would think about
wait.
this to bring up the agenda.
Yeah, we approve the agenda, leaving out number 4.
Okay.
If that's good, I'm gonna. Phil Caponegro is
And,
gonna make a
and
motion.
Phil, if I may, also with the caveat that the presenter on that local law 152 be advised that his presentation should not contain any promotional material for any one plumber individual.
Right,
And that plumber should not even be mentioned by name.
right.
Yes. And with that caveat again, I'm sorry, I'll make the motion.
And I'll second it.
All in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
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 Hi.
Okay, so the agenda's been approved. Is there anything else?
Is there any feedback on when we're going to be
Well, I can update you. Last evening was a meeting of the bylaws committee.
Yeah.
They did not have a quorum.
Right.
And the meeting never opened, and Miss Foster is going to try to reschedule.
Oh, okay.
Jerry, is she gonna try and reschedule before the board meeting?
What is
I
the
don't know.
outcome?
I don't know that. I don't know. Maria was supposed to get back to her with a couple of dates. Marie, do you have any update? Marie?
No, I don't. I haven't heard from her.
Let me speak to her because I was out in the funeral, so I have to call. I'm gonna call her today.
I gotta say, we had a very ugly end to our meeting last month. and I
Yes.
want to avoid any kind of repetition.
Hi, it's William here. Yeah, it was only myself and Steve and Julie that were at the bylaws meeting yesterday. It was most disappointing.
You know, we have to deal with this. This
Before the
just have
meeting.
to. I think that I know from myself, and I think from things other people have said on the executive committee, that we are not interested in continuing in these positions if we don't have the approval of the board. It's very, very uncomfortable. At least for me, it is.
Yes,
I
I
agree.
agree.
I agree. I agree, Joe. I agree, Del.
You know, I don't know if people understand how much of our time and energy and our souls and our minds go into being on the executive board and doing the things we're doing. And for me, it's very demoralizing to have fingers pointed, implying that we're trying to postpone the elections. None of us wants to do that. And
But
we
that,
have
I
to
know,
do something. We have to do something.
but that, guys, it has nothing to do with you guys because you don't serve on that bylaws committee, so the heat is on us,
Well, but.
myself
but-
included. The fact is
Yeah.
that we thought we understood it to be like we were going to do nominations October, November. For somehow I must have been lost in that last meeting prior to yesterday's, because that's what I understood, that we would just agree to have these nominations in October and the election in November. So I don't know.
The bylaws have to be changed to allow
Right.
that to happen.
To
As I
reflect
stated
that.
at the last meeting, the bylaws have to be changed to allow
Right.
any movement.
No, I
Well-
get that, Jerry, but wouldn't it, like, even though we change it to have because of this certain, this situation, we would still run to June anyway? I mean, we don't have to change when we end because May would have to have new nominations.
The bylaws have to be changed to indicate if you do have elections, if you, let's say you have nominations in December and elections in January, the
Right.
bylaws have to define the term of office. Is it a year from January? Is it to fill the existing term? The bylaws rule.
And I get that, but I thought when we had the last meeting, just for clarity's sake, we had agreed that, well, I thought I was under the misconception that it would just run to June, but May would have the nomination to continue as the bylaws state during that term. I didn't see we were gonna change the term. We were just gonna have the election we couldn't have held in May. That's what I understood.
No,
Jerry-
I can clarify. At the last
Yes.
meeting, it was agreed that the bylaws committee would meet and you would come to the October meeting and give us the change that allowed us to make nominations in
Right.
November and elections in December.
Right,
And
Del, one minute.
Okay.
Any proposal made by the committee has to be submitted to the chair.
right,
The chair, according to the bylaws, refers it back to the committee, the bylaws committee, for a vote. You can't put the cart before the horse. The
Right.
bylaws dictate a policy. So even if the committee made a recommendation last night, it would have to go to the chair.
right,
Upon approval of the chair, it would go back to the committee, and then the committee would have to vote, and then the proposed change would go out in the next meeting notice. Now, let's say, you see, they can't decide to have nominations or elections at the next meeting because the bylaws change has to be made. And once it's made, so let's say it's made in the October meeting. You can't have nominations the same night because
Right.
it wouldn't be on the agenda. So
Right.
nominations would be in November.
that's what I thought we were planning on doing. That's what I thought
Yeah.
everybody left. Listen, guys, if we can't just go to the full
On and
board
on.
and tell them, sorry, nothing was done. I'm telling you, there's got to be some kind of an emergency thing that we can do here.
Totally up
we're
to
gonna
Ms.
hear it.
Foster. Totally up to Ms. Foster.
Well,
So can I insert what I heard? Because it seems that we all heard differently. I understood from the last meeting that it was up for debate whether at the next meeting, which would be October, there would be nominations, and then in November, there would be elections.
no, I was chairing the meeting at that point, at the end. The understanding was that since the bylaws had to be changed, that and then brought for a vote, that they would come to the bylaws committee would come to the October meeting with the change. It would theoretically be approved and we would be scheduling nominations in November and then elections in December. Because my whole thing, people were screaming and carrying on. And I said,
Yes, you're right.
yes,
and I said, listen, are you sure you really want to really have an all-out war and really be so angry and hostile toward each other over a 1 month situation. It seems to me that
Right.
we're moving.
Yes.
So we're moving now. I look like a jerk because that's how I left it. And then we're going to come back in October and sorry guys, nothing happened. Well, I don't know what to tell you guys, but all
But
hell's going to
that's
break
not our
loose.
fault.
Yeah,
Not our
Alice, can I
fault,
ask?
Bill. And
yeah,
I just
Alice-
wanted to send.
Yeah,
I
you
wanted
tell
to
that to the
be
rest
on
of the community.
record. Well, I wanted to be on the record that I am for the election, whether it's in November, in October, December, but I am all for the election. I'm not for postponing. I do not form part of the bylaws committee. Therefore, I'm not privy to what happens in those sessions, but I am for the election.
Can I ask a question? Does the executive board have the right to make decisions if there's inaction of the bylaws committee?
That's a good question, Steve.
Can we make a
Does-
decision?
The bylaws maintain the order of the board. The executive board does not have the authority to change the bylaws.
But if there's inaction on the part of the bylaws committee, and under the circumstances that we're under, doesn't that change things a little bit, Jerry?
Well, Phil,
Ms. Forster,
it's not
Ms.
an,
Forster, Ms.
it's not
Forster
an
indicated
inaction.
she would have a meeting.
It's not an inaction because the committee tried to have a meeting and they didn't have a quorum.
It wasn't
Well, whatever
Julia's.
the reason.
It wasn't Julia's fault that she had no quorum. The board is bound by the bylaws.
I'm not
The
blaming
executive
anybody.
board, the executive committee cannot override the bylaws.
Okay.
Listen, guys, I agree that we should have an election. There's no, but the thing about it is we've been trying to work on this and get legal advice. We have to go by our bylaws. It's not on the executive board. It's not on the committee. It's not on the whole board. We have to go by our bylaws. And we have to make the changes to the bylaws to say exactly what we want to do, when we want to do it, and how we want to do it, since we can't follow our old format. We're coming up with a new way to do our election, and that takes time. And it's not, if Julie's not derelict in her duties, she called a meeting, she didn't have a quorum, therefore she couldn't take any action. We all agree that there should be a meeting, an election. But we got to calm down and work it out, just like we had to work out going online, having virtual meetings. Things are not happening overnight. We're all going virtual now. And you have to look at your bylaws, you have to go to legal counsel, and we have to make sure that we are on the right path.
Can I say something?
Yeah,
Yes.
please, somebody.
Why do she need a quorum? She can make a recommendation without a quorum, and then the full board would accept her recommendation. It's like every committee, if there's no quorum, the full board accepts the chair's recommendation.
Considers the chair's recommendation.
Why is this different?
Anyone can propose, Simon, anyone can propose the changes to the chair.
Okay.
Upon review of the changes, the chair refers it to the committee. A vote of the committee is then required before it be sent to the board for review.
Jerry, but what Simon is saying, and I agree with him, whenever there's not a quorum at a meeting, we do it with a recommendation without a quorum.
Yeah, you don't have to have a
Steve, I
quorum.
think you need to read the bylaws, okay? Because the bylaws control the matter and form in which a bylaws change could be made. Anyone, doesn't have to be the committee, anyone could submit a request for a bylaw change to the board chair. Upon the board chair's review, it's sent to the committee for then vote up or down, and then goes out in the meeting notice for the board members for a full board vote.
But Jerry,
Okay.
that's not the point. The point is there a requirement that for the bylaws committee, they cannot meet and they cannot vote unless there's a quorum? Because all the other committees meet and come up with a recommendation without a quorum.
Again, a request can go to the chair from any member of the board. Any member of the board could propose any change, send it to the chair.
Oh, we have to write it out?
So why
It has
don't
to-
we,
It goes to
why
the
don't-
chair. But then, upon approval of the chair, and this is according to the bylaws, approval of the chair, it goes to the committee for a vote. At that point, the committee would have to have a quorum.
So why don't we, as the executive committee, make a recommendation and submit it to the chair?
You can do that.
Can we
So-
do it now?
It has to go in writing to the chair. You can do that.
Okay. So can it come from the executive committee? That's what I'm asking.
It could come from you.
Yes.
Okay.
And me.
This, can somebody type this up? I mean, this is going to be, we can make a motion? Can this be a motion?
Well, there's, yeah, what? So that's something they're saying like, no, it's not gonna be that.
I just want to say, I didn't realize that this meeting was going to drain my battery. It's really draining my battery quickly.
But you can't pass it.
Somebody's talking, but we can't understand what they're saying. Anybody, Steve, anybody want to write up a request, email it, and look at it, send it to the committee.
Okay.
But we wanted to just do it so that we could all agree.
Yes, I agree.
What are we agreeing on? Are we agreeing that are we agreeing that that nominations should be made in November and then the vote should be in December?
Yes.
Anybody else?
Yes.
Yes.
Is there anyone who could just write this up, or
Steve said he would write it up.
Steve
I'll
said,
send an
right?
email in.
who will write it?
I'll send it in.
Steve said he would write it up.
Okay, we all agree.
Well, wait a minute. Since we're having so much confusion, because my understanding is because the bylaw says that term, are we also going to include a term period or just saying until May with the new nomination until June?
So what do people think? Just let it, that it'll still be good only till June, the way it would have
Yes.
been?
And
Yes,
then May
I
will go
think-
back to the normal routine of having these nominations in May, and June just fall back into the regular routine.
Is that okay with
It's a
everybody?
It's a special
That's how I'll write it
circumstance.
up.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, okay.
Steve.
Anybody
Steve.
against that?
Steve,
Thank you.
Yes, I'm
Steve,
listening. I'm listening.
Steve,
I'm
Steve.
listening.
write it up, send it to all the executive board, then everybody will send me their input or their approval or whatever.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask that there be a change to the bylaws.
Oh, no.
Annual election occurs in
Can I-
November.
My phone is about to die. My phone's about to die.
Yes.
You have to, Simon, if you could shut off your phone, please. All we hear is your navigational system.
Sorry.
Also have to define the mode of vote. At the last board meeting, they talked
Right.
about a virtual vote, but how is this virtual vote going to be conducted? That has to be defined. Are we going to do a roll call where we call the member's name and say, how do you vote for chair, first vice, second vice? Or are you going to do it by title, vote for chair, do a roll call for chair? It has to be defined.
Ay, ay, ay.
Well, how else would it be?
I think it should be by titles.
I thought it was already written out.
It can be however you want it to be. That's
By titles, Stephen, right? Chair, vice chair, etc., etc.
personally, I had no problem with the paper ballot, but the law department did.
Wait, say it
So
again, Jay,
let's-
I'm sorry. Can I say the last thing again, please?
I said, in the past, we've used a paper ballot, and everybody had to sign the ballot, and the votes were recorded in the minutes. The law department is not happy with that.
Why? What's
They
wrong
said
with
we
that?
can't do it. They said we can't do it.
They can't do it via email?
No.
Oh, wow.
So you can only do it at a virtual meeting.
So the virtual meeting, so there's two ways to do it, you know, and it'll be a long night, but you could do a roll call for each position, or you could do a roll call for all the positions by me calling, Steve Weidberg, how do you vote for chair? How do you vote for first vice? And then you call out the name of that person.
That's
You know?
better. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like that one better.
Okay, that's
But
good.
again, it's not a problem, but it has to be defined in the bylaws.
Yeah,
That the
so-
board vote will take place via a virtual roll call of
Right.
the member, indicating all titles or indicating the the title for chair and so on and so on.
Okay.
Steve, all
that's good.
titles.
I'd like to-
All titles
I'd like
All titles.
at one time, yes,
Yes,
Can
I
can
agree.
Can I make a point, please?
sure.
My point is that, let's say, God forbid, this pandemic will carry on. Why can't we put in like a paragraph that if the pandemic carries on, then this term is for 1 year? Because going through again 6 months elections, I think it's not fair. I think it should be 1 year term from when there's a vote.
Yeah, Steve, I agree with the common sense, but you know what? It's gonna be too much of a friction and we just cannot afford any more conflict. They got ugly last meeting. It just is not cool.
Well, the thing about it, Simon, we could come back after the terms expire and vote for the same thing if we
Yeah.
like.
Well, why can't we change elections to?
Everybody, I'm sorry. I have to get off because my phone is going to die. Again, my thing is just let's have an election, whatever is decided by the board, whatever you guys decide that you want to send on behalf of the executive committee, I'm okay with it. But my phone's gonna die like right now, any minute.
Okay. Yeah. I'm almost there too.
I think we should go the way Sonia said, because frankly, at this point, we don't need any more friction.
Yes.
I just think for the sake of the spirit of the whole community board, we have to do this. We, as the executive committee, have to somehow take a leadership role here and be healing and unifying as best as we can. Shoot, I sound like the damn, election stuff we're hearing, really. But we have to try, and it's our responsibility. Otherwise, I'm telling you, all hell's going to break loose.
Yes,
on
I
the
agree.
13th.
I agree. They're too
And they're going to be accusing us, one more time. And for one, I don't need to go through that again. None of us
Agreed.
do.
No, nope, we don't.
And people can vote for whomever they want. This is the way it is, and they have the right to vote for whomever they want.
So what did you agree on the term of office?
The end of May, to end in June.
So it's to fill the existing term.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So then after this election, the bylaws will have to be changed again to
Okay,
revise it to have a 1-year term.
absolutely.
And whoever is the head of the bylaws committee and whoever is whatever they are, then they can go with it.
Yes.
Del, can I have a question?
All right, so Steve's going to write this up, send this to the chair. The chair will review, and upon approval, send it to the bylaws committee. The bylaws committee would have to meet before the next board meeting,
Yes.
at least 5 days before,
Yes.
because we need to be able to get this out and get it up on the website. And then the bylaws committee will have to have a quorum to vote on this,
Right.
and then the full board will get it via their meeting notice for consideration and a full vote of the board.
So
In October.
is it possible that the notice that goes out for the bylaws meeting says in giant letters, we must have a quorum for this meeting?
Well, they knew after the last board meeting. Why would we not think we would have a quorum at the bylaws committee this time?
Jerry, I just want to do this so that we can at least show that we've done everything we can, and as it is, this is an emergency move that we're taking.
Right.
It's just, my feeling is just as
Vice
my
Chair, I
thought.
think that I mean, I gotta have the emails of the members, and perhaps once we get that thing, I can call Julia today and then have, I'll reach out to all the bylaws committee. I don't know Marty's there, I know William's there, but I don't know Marty, where he went.
Well, Sonia will send you their names and phone numbers.
Thank you so much, and then I'll just do the call, okay? I'm the
But,
vice chair.
but the
anyway.
first thing is you have to talk to Julia to get a meeting
I
date.
am, I'm gonna call to Julia, I'm gonna speak to Julia, because I called her yesterday, because I was in a funeral, and I explained to her, I can get on it if they could wait for me till 6, the funeral was at 4. Unfortunately, I thought it was supposed to be at 5, they would have waited till 6:37, I would have made it, but she said, no, it's okay, and we got a mess, because I really knew the gravity of the situation. But unfortunately, another loss in the family, I can't predict those things, it's just been horrific, and that's why I don't go on video, because I look like a mess, and I haven't stopped crying for months.
Oh my
It's getting overwhelming.
I'm sorry for your loss, Sonia. You have my condolences.
So
God
sorry.
is good. God is good.
I'm sorry.
You'll be all
I'm
right.
sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, I just didn't want to get
Sorry.
emotional. Okay, so please, let's get this done yesterday, please.
Really, really.
This is overwhelming, people. I just don't know what to do anymore.
It'll be all right, Sonia. It'll be all right. Everybody's going through stuff.
Yeah.
And we know that we will come out better people. When we come out of this pandemic, we'll all come out better people. So let's hang in there and know and just know that there's a God.
Every single month since March, we've had loss in our family. Every single
God.
month.
I've lost a lot of friends and neighbors too. It's hard. It's hard.
It's hard because then we fight each other, and it's always so ugly given this pandemic and all the ugly things that are happening, and we're just so evil in these meetings. It's just ridiculous. We never learn.
Well, we'll be all right, Sonia. We'll be all right. Just make sure that you stay calm.
Yeah.
Eat right, get your rest, and try to stay away from stressful people.
Thank you.
You'll be all right. You'll be all right. If you need me, give me a call. If you need me, call me.
Guys. So, we're good, Steve?
Yes,
Okay.
I'll do it tonight.
Thank you.
Hey, Sonia, we love you, right?
I love you guys too. You guys are amazing people. I just don't like when they just attack us for every little thing. It's just so ugly.
I know. That's why we have to do this.
Yeah, so exactly. I agree. That's why we say we don't extend the terms. We just fill it in.
I agree.
So nobody would think that we're trying to get over. It's always attack. It's a thankless job, but you know what? We do it because we feel it in our hearts, not because anybody's, and we have to remember that at the end of the day.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I think this board should, everybody on this board is an adult, and everybody know that we are going through things that we've never gone through before.
Yeah.
And things have to be changed, but it takes time to change it. And I don't know why this board is not understanding enough to understand that. I know we're not trying to hold up this election. We've been trying to find out how we can do the election for months. So this is where we end up at, and this is what we brought to the executive committee, then went to the committee. The only thing we gotta do is have it in writing, have it itemized, what we wanna do, and the committee vote on it. We put it before the board, and we get a vote. That's where we're at. We just have to get it itemized of what we have to do, when we need to do it, and the month, the date, and how we're gonna take the vote. This is what we have to do. So I thank everybody for their patience. I know it hasn't been easy on everybody. It's not easy on me, but we're doing the best we can, and I appreciate what everybody's doing. And we all just got to hang in there. And we'll get through this. We'll get through this if we stick together and hang on to our beliefs. We'll get through this. So is there anything else?
I think we're good.
Is there anything else?
No.
Not for me.
No.
Okay, so Steve,
Dallas, I'm sorry, it's Marty. I just got back on, but one problem I think is with this whole thing is that there's a physical problem in terms of muting or people getting onto as you had trouble getting into this call. I've had also, like just for now, I've until now, I was muted. I couldn't respond to the question until they asked me something. So I
Yeah.
think we have to figure out how to make sure that doesn't screw things up.
Well, see, that's a problem. You know, we worked, it took us months to get training to do WebEx. WebEx, you know, excuse my language, but this bitch sucks.
Yeah.
You know, it sucks. You know,
Yeah.
Zoom, if you want to do election, you know, you could put the paper up there and put the names up there and let people click and vote. Either that or they could raise their hand. There's no way to do nothing. But this is what the city told us we had to do. We had to beg them to give us training on it. People thought we were procrastinating because we didn't want to have a meeting. And my thing is, you know, with the car situation, I don't want another car situation. So everything we do, Jerry and I, we go to the league, we get legal advice because I don't want us to be in the position we was a year ago over a $26,000 car. So everything we have, every time we have to make changes, believe me, I ask questions, I have Jerry to ask questions, and we get legal advice because I don't want none of us to end up in the paper for shit that we have yeah, so everything we do now, we try to get legal advice, then we bring it and we try to do it. But WebEx sucks. I've told them at the borough board meeting that WebEx sucks, and it's just a pain in the behind. It's hard to have a meeting on WebEx, but this is what they told us that we had to use.
So what we gotta do is we're gonna try it. If it doesn't work, the people are gonna know. The whole board's gonna know.
Yeah, it's frustrating. WebEx is frustrating. I mean, me, when I can't get on, when I get thrown out of a meeting and can't chair the meeting, how you think I felt?
Yeah.
Everything with the car was done legally.
Yes. And I had to give it, and I had them to give it in to me in writing that we did nothing wrong.
Things like this.
That's the thing we forget. We fight against everything. We haven't learned how to fight for something.
Simon's on 2 phones.
Simon, what are you doing?
Because he didn't want to.
Simon, we're hearing whatever you're talking about. Mute yourself. Just mute yourself.
Simon,
mute your mic.
now you're unmuted.
Marty Needleman, you do realize the mute and unmute button is on the bottom of your screen, right?
He was muted.
No, but I said you do realize you control your own muting and unmuting at the bottom of your screen.
For a while, when I tried to unmute, it said only the host muted me, and only the host can unmute me. That's what it said.
That's not true. That's not true.
What it said. That's what it said. Maybe it's lying.
You got to stop buying your laptops at the dollar store.
Maybe you are.
No, but that's what it said.
No.
But see, that's the thing with WebEx. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating.
I keep signing every time I sign in.
I've never had a problem.
Yeah, my battery's going down. I have to go off. So anyway,
chairperson, every time
the
I go in.
The meeting's over. Stick a fork in it. We're done.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. All the best.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Night, everybody.
Good night.
Stay well, please.
Yes, please stay healthy,
You too.
safe.
Stay
Yes.
safe, guys.
We are a family. God bless you all.
God bless you. Bye.
Amen. Bye.
Jerry, you still there?